welcome to Battle Terrible. Today we're going to talk about Twilight Hammer featuring our Galarian Slowbro from Battle Styles, the old card with the Unhinged Hammer attack doing 100 base damage for 1 darkness and 2 colorless, plus 120 more if it is affected by a special condition. So we're using our spicy card from Astral Radiance. This card actually allows you to burn your active Pokemon and heal 40 damage from it. So that means we are able to do 120 more damage with this attack if we play that item card. To make this deck even more interesting, we have our second Slowbro from Pokemon Go with the Twilight Inspiration attack, allowing to do a special effect of taking 2 prize cards if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining for 2 colorless. So all we need to do is collect 4 prize cards with our 3 copies of Galarian Slowbro, and then prepare our Zoroark on the bench with an extra copy of Slowpoke or Slowbro if you can, ready to use Twilight Inspiration at the very last minute. We're also playing 2 copies of Bibarel to help us draw cards into our hand every single turn, 1 Snorlax to do Gorman Dice early in the game, and 1 Manaphy for the bench barrier. To set up our bench, we have 4 𝑉𝑬𝑺𝑻, 4 Quick Ball, 2 Level Ball, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball, and 1 Capture. For the evolution, we have 4 Incense and 2 Ultra Balls. For the switch, we have 1 Escape Rope, 1 Switch, and 1 Bird Keeper. And more importantly, to satisfy the cost of our main attack, Unhinged Hammer, we actually need 3 energies every single turn. That means we need our Dark Patch, 1 copy, 2 Experience Share, and 2 Raihans. For our supporters, we have 1 Marnie, 1 Bruno, and 1 Boss. For our energies, we have 4 Twin Energy, 1 Double Turbo, 4 Basic Darkness, and 1 Capture. Finally, we have 1 Unnerva to recycle our Pokemons and our energies, and 1 Chromomatic to discard an item from our hand, helping us draw more cards with our Bibarel, and also giving us a bonus search if we flip ahead. So that's all for the decklist, and be sure to grab yourself some packs from our sponsor at XTrainer90 Team to build your very own deck from any cards in format. They even sell online codes for character rares, full art, and gold cards to expand your collection. So check out the link in the description below or click on the top right corner of this video to enhance your PTCG experience. Use code BTT for 5% off any products to get yourself some lovely cards. And now for the moment of truth, let's go for some gameplays! Okay, let's go for our first game versus Mew VMAX. So it's actually the perfect matchup for us, obviously, because we are playing a Darkness type. We have our Poison Slowbro from Galar, and also the Pokemon Go Twilight Inspiration Slowbro. So it is a meme deck of sorts because we are playing 2 Slowbros in the same deck. 1 Water type and 1 Poison. Not so slow. We're not so slow because we are playing our Snorlax for early draws, Dark Patch, Experience Share, Raihan. We can attack very fast right after the first one gets knocked out, but obviously the first one actually requires a bit more. We can't actually discard Darkness Energy that easily because we can't search for the Darkness Energy, so it's better just to delay the game with your Snorlax. It is kind of slow, honestly, but for that first attack only. Once you got through that first attack, you can actually do Raihan over and over, and then or even Experience Share to attack non-stop with your Spicy Curry and Unhinged Hammer. So the trick to this deck is obviously drawing enough cards to attach the first few energies, and also to get that Spicy Curry out into your hand, play it to burn your active, to burn it at just the right time, because if you don't burn it after the evolution, if you don't burn it, after switching your Slowbro, your Galarian Slowbro into the active, then that Spicy Curry is not going to do anything for you. So you have to have it in the active spot, you have to have it evolved, and you have to have enough energies on it to be able to use that item card and to attack for 220 damage. So it's actually quite demanding, honestly. And we don't actually have any other cards to affect our own Pokemon, our own active Pokemon with special conditions, other than Parasect for the next set, and that's actually going to be out on September next month, so it's not available yet. We don't have Parasect with that ability that allows us to poison and drowse or hypnotize both active Pokemons. So both active Pokemons are poisoned and asleep as you evolve Parasect from your hand. And we have Mechanical Arm. Mechanical Arm allows you to attack even if you are asleep or paralyzed. So next set is going to be very radical because we have Mechanical Arm now, and Paralysis is doing nothing. If you have that tool card inside your deck, you actually get to attach to attack even if you are paralyzed. Isn't that crazy? It's kind of the same as your Roller Skate, I suppose. Not Roller Skate. What is it called again? Escape Board. For Jirachi, if you're paralyzed, you still get to retreat. If you're paralyzed or asleep, you still can retreat, and you even have 1 energy less retreat cost, which is pretty cool. So they're coming up with new stuff now, new tool cards that allows you to attack even if you are paralyzed or asleep. Okay, here comes Bibarel, our first one. I don't think we have any Snorlax for this list, or it may be prize, I don't know. But some of the original builds, I don't have a Snorlax, just because I don't really believe in its power just yet. But it's actually kind of essential if you build a one prize deck sometimes, because you don't have other choices. You don't have any other choice but to play that one Snorlax. Radiant Venusaur isn't doing enough. Radiant Greninja is not doing good with a deck that doesn't have the space for Training Court. If we have the space for Training Court, then Radiant Greninja would be perfect. But just because we don't have the space for that, I don't think we can fit in Radiant Greninja for draw support. So either Venusaur or Snorlax, and I prefer Snorlax just because Venusaur only draws up to 4 at the end of your turn every single turn, though. It is an ability. That means you don't have to end your turn. Snorlax is an ability as well, but you do have to end your turn, and you do have to have it in the active spot. If you want to use it, that means you need a lot of switch cards in your deck. If you want to use it early, you gotta bench it and switch for your first Gormandize, and then after that, you need to switch again just to attack. So you may need to waste 2 of your switch cards just for the early setup. And then after that, maybe spend another switch if they boss you, if they trap you with a boss Galarmine. Or if they do a final boss to trap you, you might be stuck though, just because you may run out of your switch cards. So that's the bad thing about Snorlax, is that they are forcing you to play a lot of switches in your deck. If you don't have enough, they can actually win the game by trapping you in the active spot, because we are drawing a lot of cards with our Bibarel every single turn. We are discarding our hand and drawing over and over. That means we may be left with nothing inside the deck, and they can actually our opponent can actually deck us out. So they can win the game by delaying and forcing us to waste turns, having nothing but a Bibarel in the active, and wasting energies just for the retreat cost and just to attack, wasting turns, which is terrible. So that's probably the most annoying thing about this deck, is that we don't have enough switch cards. But 3 is not bad though. If you get your Snorlax as your first active, then it's not bad. If you don't need to play a Snorlax, it's even better. But I would actually recommend doing it anyways. If they kill your Snorlax, that means you don't have to switch. That means you actually have 2 switch cards left inside your deck after the first Gormandize. And you may be able to save yourself throughout the game with only 2 switch cards. I don't think it's that bad. But I would prefer a solid 4 copies inside any deck, honestly. I think it's essential. Just because we need 4 copies of Spicy Curry and that many Raihan's Experience Share, Dark Patch, I don't think we have the space for anything else. We even wanted to play 4 copies of Galarian Slowbro and 2 Zoroark, and maybe even an extra copy of the Stage 1 Slowbro, but the Pokemon Go Slowbro. But we don't have the space for it. We don't even have the space for 4 solid copies of the Galarian Slowbro. So that's how tight this deck is. We have 4 attackers, 3 Slowbro and 1 Rod, and possibly another Slowbro with our Zoroark if we want to collect all 6 prize cards without doing Twilight Inspiration. Or we can even transform to the Pokemon Go Slowbro to do Twilight Inspiration at the very last minute if our opponent don't draw 2 prize at a time. If our opponent don't play decks like Intellion with Quick Shoot, they can actually delay the game by doing Quick Shoot slowly, killing off 2 Pokemons at a time, and then, leave us with like 2 prize on our opponent's end until the very last minute, draw the final 2 prize for the win. That means we can't use Twilight Inspiration just because our opponent needs to have exactly 1 prize remaining for us to use that attack. So Zoroark is doing nothing, Pokemon Go Slowbro is doing nothing. We have to draw all 6 prize cards with our Unhinged Hammer. So for that scenario, we have to transform into another Galarian Slowbro. And we actually have enough Raihan Dark Patch, enough energies in the deck for us to attack up to 5 or even 6 times. So obviously only 4 Galarian Slowbro with that Rod, and 1 Zoroark to transform. That's actually 5 attackers. But if they don't kill your Slowbro, if they get stuck or for some reason don't kill it, if they don't have enough damage or, don't have enough energies to attack, then they can't actually kill your first one. Or maybe even, if they get stuck at some point, you may be able to survive for an extra turn for a single copy of Slowbro. Then that actually gives you an extra hit with your second Unhinged Hammer with the same Slowbro. But we only have a max of 5 attackers, unfortunately. We are doing a lot of damage though. So if we can kill a V card with one hit, make sure you collect as much prize cards as you can early in the game. So killing a V card with a boss or escape rope even is gonna earn you 2 prize. That means all you need to do is collect another 2 knockouts, another 2 1 prize knockouts, or even a VMAX. 2 more strikes is all you need. After that, to basically prepare for your Twilight Inspiration, to collect the final 2 prize with our Pokemon Go Slowbro. So that's the way to go. And if they boss anything at the very last minute, you're still good to go though, because you have that 1 or 2 prize card remaining. If they boss your Pokemon Go Slowbro, you can transform with a Zoroark. If they boss your Zoroark on, just before you get to use that attack, if they boss your Zoroark when they have 3 prize remaining, and then boss again on boss your Slowbro again on the next turn, right before you get to use Twilight Inspiration, you actually get to do Unhinged Hammer more times. You get to do 3 strikes with the same Galarian Slowbro, because they are trying to avoid knocking out your active by doing a boss to deny you from using Twilight Inspiration, and that actually allows you to do 220 damage for 3 turns straight. 220 damage for 3 turns is a lot. So whatever they do, they are kind of stuck, because we are doing a lot of damage with that one attacker. If they don't kill it, if they avoid killing it, and we are collecting extra prizes if they do. If they choose to kill Galarian Slowbro, they have to watch out for the other Slowbro. So this is a very fun deck to play. Very cool. Water and poison, both in the same deck. So we got Level Ball. I'm not sure what to get. I think we should be just discarding the item and then draw more cards with a Bibarel on the next turn. So we actually did splattering poison, because we got not enough energies to attack, unfortunately. So we got our 3rd Slowbro in our hand, ready to evolve, ready to bench, my bad. So this is a pretty slow game, as you can see. We're not getting our energies. Sometimes you don't get your basic, sometimes you don't get your twin. That's the bad thing about Bibarel, because Bibarel actually only allows you to draw from the top deck, and you never know what you're drawing. We don't have enough supporter cards for the draw. Only 1 Marnie, 1 Bruno, and 1 Birdkeeper, and that actually isn't really much. But if you are lucky, you don't really need to be lucky though. If you're smart, you can actually play your Quick Ball, your item cards, to evolve your bench. So that's why it's better to play 2 Zoroark and 3 of your main stage 1 attacker. So initially I actually had 4 copies of Slowbro, and then I changed the list into 3 Slowbro and 2 Zoroark, and eventually dropped down to only 1 Zoroark, just because it's better to have more supporter, more trainer, more items, more basic summons, more setup cards, and trainer to support the deck, and eventually makes the deck much faster and more effective in a sense. So it's better to attack fast than to have more attackers, essentially, just because if you can do early kills, you can actually draw prize faster by killing a V card for 2 prize, and then boss another V card, and all you need to do is Twilight Inspiration for the final kill, for the final win, because you have 2 prize remaining. So you just need to wait for your opponent to kill everything until you get to do your Slowbro. But they may do double boss though. If they do double boss, you can't hope to win the game that way. So it's always better to keep preparing your next Galarian Slowbro. Keep on attacking over and over, even though you have 2 prize remaining. Your opponent may have 5 prize remaining, and it's not wise to wait until they have 1 prize remaining by doing nothing, by just passing the turn and doing nothing. It's not wise to do that. It's better just to be diligent and prepare your next Galarian Slowbro, attack constantly so that they are wary. You can't actually make them afraid of losing extra prizes if they don't kill your Galarian Slowbro. So here comes the Mew VMAX. Meloetta is finally gone. If they bench another one, I don't think they can attack that easily. They need a Raihan, because they just attached 4 Fusion Strike energy to both the Mews. Okay, a Cramomatic. Cramomatic's pretty cool. But I think I flip more Tails when I play that card. I have no idea why. But if you're lucky though, you can actually flip ahead and search for anything. A Raihan, a Spicy Curry, a Twin Energy, Evolution, or even a Rod. Sometimes a Rod could be really helpful in the game at just the right time. So obviously Raihan for Rod is really good. If you have a Spicy Curry and an Energy already in your hand. If you don't, then you may be forced to play the Raihan for the Twin or even the Spicy Curry. So always draw with Bibarel first. Like reduce your hand as much as you can so you get to draw as much cards as possible with your Bibarel. And then after that, play your Raihan to attach the energy and search for any extra cards that you need, because after drawing, then you may actually draw, you can increase your chances of drawing the right cards you need into your hand, as opposed to searching first and then, you know, drawing with your Bibarel, because that actually reduces the amount of cards that you get to draw with Industrious Incisors, and also reduces the chance of you getting out that one card, that specific card that you need into your hand. So it's all about strategy, guys. Anyways, let's focus on the game right now. So we got 5 prize remaining, they got 4 prize left. Now we're killing the VMAX. So we are down to 2 prize. So all we need to do is either Twilight Inspiration for the win after that. But we would need to wait until they have 1 prize remaining. So they need to do 2 more knockouts before we're able to play our Pokemon Go attack. Which would be pretty cool to see against a VMAX deck. But I don't think we did that for this game. We did instead our Unhinged Hammer for the final 2 prize, because that's actually easier and much faster. So they have a lot of bosses though. Mew VMAX play a lot of bosses, but they may actually discarded them early just to draw enough cards for, you know, to attack fast. Mew VMAX actually requires a big draw for them to evolve, get their switch, get their cross, not cross switcher, but their, what do you call it, power tablets and stuff like that. But they don't need power tablet against 1 prize, obviously. They just need like Elisa, Fog Crystal, Incense. They don't need a lot of things really. So I'm not sure why they couldn't attack that early. They should have done Millimeter much faster than I expected, but I don't think they got their switch cards. So Genesect is not perfect. If you don't play enough switch cards in your deck, if you have like only 4 switch even, it's quite difficult still to get it out with your Genesect, even if you're drawing that many cards. Because you are forced to decide what cards to discard from your hand. If you get like extra bosses or even Elisas, even, you know, like if you drew 3 Fusion Star Energy into your hand, you're gonna have to decide what to discard for you to draw enough to support your attack. Because if you don't attack fast, you're going to lose the game. If you don't do anything, if you pass a turn, you're going to lose the game. So we got our experience share. We got, we didn't get a Raihan. So all we need to do is get the Twin Energy out. We got our escape rope. So we just need to be smart for this turn. We can actually win right now if we do everything correctly. If we are careful, we can draw out a double energy and win the game. So we are doing 200 damage with our Unhinged Hammer if we attach a double turbo. So that actually is enough to kill the Genesect even, because they don't have an Oricorio. No Oricorio on the bench, that means 200 damage is enough. Otherwise we would need 210. So now we just need a double energy. It doesn't matter if it's a double turbo or a twin. We actually got 3 copies of those in any combination of those 2. So now we just need to play Escape Rope, Boss, Spicy Curry, and our Heavy Ball. So let's just play the first Spicy Curry, because I'm pretty sure we can draw the double energy out with the top 5 cards of the deck, right? We won't be that unlucky to have all 3 special energy at the bottom of the deck. So let's just gamble on that and play all of the cards in our hand right now. We got our Boss, Escape Rope, and let's do Spicy Curry first, because we got 2 copies, so we get to play both. Okay, Heavy Ball for nothing, even if we have a basic in the prize, we're not drawing it, obviously. And, oh, we actually decided to draw first, which is pretty unusual, because I don't think we were that confident of getting, oh, the Dark Patch, I see. I think we actually have a basic energy, maybe a basic or a capture still inside the deck. So if we get a Dark Patch and a capture, it's actually enough to attack as well. So bad thing about Dark Patch is that you need to stay on the bench, because it only allows you to attach to your bench Darkness Pokemon. So if you play a Dark Patch, if you get like a Dark Patch with your Bibarel and capture energy, you have to keep it on the bench. So that's the bad thing about that card. That's why you only have one copy of that. Also, it only works for your Stage 1 Slowbro. It doesn't work for the Slowpoke, because Slowpoke is a Psychic type. So that's the terrible thing about this card, is that it's only a poison once it evolves. And you can't play Dark Patch for the Galarian Slowpoke, which is just terrible. So we got a final 2 prize by killing a Genesect for, with Unhinged Hammer for the final 2 prize. And now we're up against Bandana Min. They're playing a Decidueye deck, a Decidueye V-Star with Intellion, which is pretty cool. So Decidueye is pretty difficult to play, honestly, because you need 3 energies in your hand to discard, and possibly Training Cards, Experience Share. I think you need Choice Belt, and I don't think you have the luxury to play Experience Share, unless if you're doing a shopping center with your shady dealings and, search for a Choice Belt shopping center maybe to swap your tool cards once you're done with Experience Share. Good thing about Experience Share is that you actually get to play shopping center with it. That means after the knockout, you get to not only collect the energy but also swap it for a Choice Belt or even a Tool Jammer or whatever you want on the next turn to basically attack. If they have a full face guard, Tool Jammer is going to help you a lot. If they have a Pot Helmet as well, Tool Jammer is going to deny them those reduction effects. So that's the good thing about Tool Jammer. And you may even play your gloves, you never know. So I would say the Hunter's Glove is the best glove ever, because the other types, you never know like what your opponent is going to play, what type your opponent is going to play. And if you are, hitting for the weakness, for example, if you play like a fire deck with a sponge glove, not a sponge glove, my bad. What's weak to his fire? A grass, the gardening gloves, right? If you play a fire type with gardening gloves, you guys do probably 60 extra damage. So for example, if you play Moltres and like a basic 1 prize fire type that does 30 damage for 1 energy, something like that, and then play maybe a Ludicolo or Glove to add even more damage. So if you do like 60 damage against a 1 prize, you're actually doing 120 plus 20 more for each Moltres on your bench if you hit against the weakness. So that's actually pretty situational though, because you have to hit against grass types, and if you play other types in your deck, you're gonna need other gloves. So I don't think it's that easy to play those gloves. I don't know. I've seen someone play like Galarian Mr. Rhyme with what's it called again, the surprising hands for gloves, for any tool cards essentially, but they actually play a lot of gloves in their deck and then discard those gloves after using them, or even discard them from their hand with Chinchino, and then do Garbodor, Trash Cyclone to put them back into the deck while doing a lot of damage. For each tool card they shuffle back into the deck, they get to do 30x damage to the active, which is pretty cool. And then they also get to use that tool cards once more, once it's shuffled back. So Galarian Mr. Rhyme actually does 90 extra damage if you have a tool card attached to it for 3 energies, which is not really that good, but it's pretty cool. You get to play anything with it. You get to play Galarian Breastplate, you get to play Choice Belt, Tool Jammer, Cape of Toughness, Full Face Guard, anything. Well, obviously if you're doing Galarian Chestplate, you don't need Full Face Guard, right? We can actually play Galarian Chestplate for our Slowbro, because it is 130 HP, which is pretty cool. So 130 plus 30 more, that's basically, your opponent basically needs 160 damage to kill a 1 prize stage 1 Pokemon, which is quite a lot actually. So if they do something like Moltres, from Billion Stars or Hoopa from Darkness Ablaze, they can't actually kill you, obviously, or even 120 damage with Tropius or Kangaskhan. Obviously, those cards are no longer in standard. Like, it's not that popular anymore. But if they do Intellion, even like Raihan for the shady Intellion to attack, they can't actually do enough to kill you. So they're doing 120 plus 2 damage counter. That's 140, which is not enough because you have a chest plate. That means they're only doing 90 damage plus 2 damage counters. But if you burn yourself on the last turn, though, it would actually be enough, right? So bad thing about this card is that you are affecting yourself with special condition, passing the turn. That means it's essentially 110 HP remaining right after you play your spicy curry, and then your opponent only needs to do 110 damage. Or like 140 if you have a Galarian chestplate, or even less if you flip a Tails. So if you flip a Tails, that means you're going to have to take the burn condition a second time. You're going to have to take 20 more damage recoil, passing the turn. So even if they don't kill you, you're probably going to die from the burn anyways, if you don't flip a Heads. Okay, we got our second Slowbro ready to go. We have a lot of Raihans in his deck, apparently. I think we have 3 copies of Raihan and like only 1 experience share. So at some point, I decided to put like a lot of Raihans instead of experience share. Early on, when I first built this deck, I actually added like 3 Dark Patch because I thought they were really good, but it didn't actually work that well because you need to evolve first before you get to play it. You need to have it on the bench. You need to like, I don't know, it's really difficult. It's just really difficult because it doesn't work for Galarian Slowpoke, and that alone makes it very difficult to play. So eventually I decided on like only 2, and finally just because it's that difficult to play, I just swap it for another extra copy of Experience Share. Experience Share is much more easier because all you need to do is attach a tool card, bench it first obviously, and then you're good to go. But sometimes you actually have no bench Slowbro to attach it to. For this case, as you can see, we have an experience share attached to our Menifee, and the reason being it actually gets to retreat if we do that. If we keep on collecting energies on the Menifee, it gets to retreat for free. So it's essentially a free retreat Pokemon now. And we don't need our switch cards if we want to play Dark Patch. So you can actually do experience share for that 1 Dark Patch if you if you have no more switch cards in your deck. Okay, let's play Quick Ball for another Slowpoke because we're running out of our attackers. I'm not sure if we have another Slowbro inside the deck, but we're just gonna draw right now. So we don't actually need to play that spicy curry. We should actually have kept it because now they just need to do 110 damage to kill us. If they play a Raihan on the next turn, we're dead. We're completely screwed. If they don't though, I think we have an extra turn which is gonna help us a lot. But they are playing Intellion, so shady for Raihan is kind of expected. If they get 1 incense, that's all they need. They may not have it though. It's much more difficult to evolve to stage 2. Even if you have it already, even if you already have Drizzle in play, it's much more difficult to get your incense for Intellion than it is to get Level Ball for Drizzle. For some reason, I don't know why, even if you have like 3 copies of incense, I don't think they have that many incense. They probably have more Level Balls than incense just to get Sobble out early. So probably like 4 Level Ball and 3 incense maybe, I don't know. And they didn't get it. They didn't get the Ultra Ball incense for Raihan. And even if they do though, they need to discard a basic energy first. I think they discarded already. I'm pretty sure they discarded already with their attack. Because, well, I'm not sure actually. Because they don't need to discard for extra damage. They don't actually need to discard. Because they're doing 160 base damage. And it's actually enough. Because they're hitting for the weakness as well. So they're actually doing a 320 just to kill a 1-price Slowbro. And, well, they actually conceded because they got nothing, apparently. Didn't get their Raihan, and they couldn't bench another Decidueye, so they decided to just concede against our 1-price Slowbro deck. Okay, we got a Manaphy to start, not that great, but at least we got a VIP, 2 VIPs, which is pretty cool. So let's get a Snorlax, obviously. And sometimes you may have to waste that twin just to draw on your first turn. But I think we're just gonna attach the twin on our Slowbro, on our Slowpoke. Because I don't think we need to draw. I think it's better to draw though, honestly. Like, because we don't have an incense for Bibarel. That means we can't actually get our Darkness Energy that easily. And, you know, we're stuck if we don't get a Bibarel, essentially. So let's just play our Gormandize. Because we actually have, like, an extra turn going first, kind of. Slowbro from Pokemon Go buys us at that extra 1 turn. So if we can, even if we are, you know, slower than our opponent in terms of drawing prizes, 1 step slower is good, is actually not, you know, is manageable for us. We can still win if we are 1 prize behind our opponent, just because we have our Twilight Inspiration to draw 2 prize at the very last minute. That means we can actually race past the finish line at the very last second and actually win the game with nothing but our Pokemon Go Slowbro. So if they draw, for example, their first prize, and then after that, immediately after we drew our first, and then same goes for the next turn over and over, that means there would be down to eventually 1 prize at some point in the game. And when they have 1 prize remaining, we would have 2, and that actually sets the perfect situation for us to use Twilight Inspiration for the win. Drawing 2 prize, taking 2 prize at the very last second with our Pokemon Go Slowbro. I'm repeating that a lot of times, but it is so cool. That attack is just delicious. Like, if you get to use it, it's the best feeling ever. But even if you don't though, we are binding our opponent. We are kind of forcing our opponent to choose what Pokemon to knock out. Even if they have a boss in their hand, they're gonna have to choose whether to knock out our Slowbro from Battle Styles or the one from Pokemon Go. And since they have different names, you actually get to play 4 copies of each in a single deck. But we don't need that many copies of our Go Slowbro, so we just decided to play 1 copy and 3 of the Galarian ones. So now we just need to play our what's it called again? Switch card. We just need to draw the switch card, but it would be quite difficult though. So we got our Bird Keeper, look at that. That's actually quite lucky of us. Should have done the spicy curry first, so we actually don't need to play our curry at all throughout this game, unless if they have like an Intellion in the active. If they attack with the Intellion, they may actually have, like, you know, Aurora Energy. If they have Spiral, they can't attach to the Shady Intellion. They can't do 120 damage. So all they need is 120 because we actually are playing Spicy Curry to damage our own Pokemon. If we, you know, kill the Malamar on the last turn, and if we intend on killing the Intellion this turn after they do 120 damage on us, if they don't do quick shoot, obviously they can actually quick shoot for a kill. But if they don't kill us with that ability, we can actually heal our Pokemon because we are healing while burning our Pokemon at the same time with the Spicy Curry. So Spicy Curry is giving you 40 damage recovery. Let's not forget that. So 40 damage recovery means we are actually surviving an extra half a turn, I would say. Half a turn, because on the next turn, they're probably going to quick shoot for the kill. If you flip a Tails as well, you're going to get killed with Burn. That means you're either going to get killed on your opponent's turn or passing the turn just before it is your turn. Just before your next turn. So the tricky thing is that right now we're up against Malamar Intellion. They may actually play Malamar consistently or just like attack with the Intellion at the very last minute. With Aqua Bullet, I think. I'm not sure what it's called. I forgot the attack, honestly. Can't really see. So Scoop of Net and Crazy Shady again. They don't need a lot of Rapid Strike cards. They don't need a lot of shuffles to kill our Pokemon. So they actually didn't kill the Snorlax. They couldn't manage to knock out the Snorlax. But, you know, it has 30 HP remaining, and the quick shoot is coming, so we better be careful. We better be careful with our Snorlax, because the Rapid Intellion is ready to collect the knockout on the next turn. They just need to evolve both the Intellions. I don't think they have that many quick shoots though. They may have more of the Shady Dealings one than the quick shoot Intellion. So we have to play our Raihan right now. We have to keep on playing Raihan, Experience Share, stuff like that. So benching the Zoroark may not be that good of an idea. I think it would be smarter to play Slowpoke, because we can actually play like, what's it called, Experience Share on the Slowpoke, or even, well, we can't do Dark Patch obviously, but we can't do Dark Patch on a Zoroark either, because if we attach any energies on our Zoroark/Zoroark before transforming, all of those cards have to be discarded. So we have to discard all attached cards right after transforming into the other stage 1 Pokemon. So Phantom Transformation doesn't allow you to keep your energies. It doesn't allow you to keep your special condition, damage counters, or even tool cards attached to Zoroark as you transform to a different stage 1 Pokemon. Okay, Quick Ball. So we're playing a lot of Quick Balls and Ultra Ball in this deck to help us discard our hand, so that we get to draw as much as we can every single turn with that one Bibarel in play. Obviously, it's better to have 2 Bibarels on your bench, but sometimes you may only be able to play one, because Manaphy, if you don't need to play a Manaphy, then, you know, just discard it, I would say. But sometimes it's better just to have it in play. You never know if your opponent is playing Greninja. Like, they could actually play Moonlight Shuriken at any point in the game, but I don't think they have that for the Psychic deck. They are playing Psychic Energies anyways. I don't think they have a bench snipe strategy. They can actually place damage counters on us with Intellion, but they can't damage our bench, I don't think. Unless if they do something like Zygarde Rapid Strike, because they do have Octillery for the Rapid Strike energy. It doesn't work for Malamar though. Rapid Strike energy doesn't work for Malamar because it's a Psychic Pokemon. It's pretty funny, isn't it? It's the only Psychic Rapid Strike. Sylveon obviously is a Fairy, but Fairy for Rapid Strike is kind of obvious, right? Because Rapid Strike is kind of like Zen, and I don't know. Honestly, Fairy shouldn't be a strike card, because it should be about peace and harmony. It shouldn't be, you know, in battle at all. But Fairy Pokemons are a strike. So if it is a strike Pokemon, it should be either Rapid Strike or Fusion Strike, because it's, you know, it's not evil. It's not meant to be evil. It's a Fairy type. I don't know, I'm bullshitting here, sorry guys, but anyways, here comes Fog Crystal for another Inkay, and I'm still waiting for the Quick Shoot. Like, where is that Quick Shoot Intellion? There we go. Here comes the 2 damage counters. And we actually weren't aware, while we were playing this game, we weren't aware that they could kill the Snorlax with that ability, placing 2 damage counter at a time every single turn. So eventually we, you know, we took a note of that problem and solved it with our Spicy Curry. And Switch, obviously. So Spicy Curry heals 40. And then Switch actually helps us recover from the burn condition. Erasing 4 damage counters. That means they need to do Quick Shoot 5 times. Sorry, 3 times, my bad. They need 3 turns to kill our Snorlax. So it's just basically delaying the Quick Shoot, giving us extra time. But delaying may not be a good idea sometimes. I don't know what's the best thing to do. But we may actually play another Spicy Curry for Snorlax on the next turn, just to buy us even more turns. So if they keep on playing Malamar, Spicy Curry would actually work really well for our Snorlax. So we actually get to do, I forgot the attack, Night Slash for the kill. So Zoroark can do Night Slash for 70 damage. And it is actually enough to kill the Malamar just because it's weak towards darkness. So we are not transforming for the Zoroark. We are actually attacking with it, which is pretty cool. First time ever we get to attack Night Days, my bad. Night Days for the kill. Drawing an extra prize with a Zoroark. A non-transformed Zoroark. Hey ho, you can kill something. Okay. So I don't think they have any more in case. They need to play Rescue Carrier or Rod. And they're running out of Intellions. They need like Scoop Up Net, Incense or something. So Cynthia is definitely running out of Intellions. Okay, we got 3 damage counter left on 30 HP remaining. Oh my goodness, here comes another Sobble. So they can do boss on the Slowbro, which would be pretty scary. But I don't think they need to kill the Slowbro, because they can kill the Snorlax at the very last second, right? They can keep their prizes down to 2, and then at the very last minute, draw the final 2 prize with a Quick Shoot and a Malamar. Within a single turn, obviously. So let's play a Bruno because we can't do anything else. I think we got a Dark Patch still. So we got a Galarian Slowbro on the bench. Let's just draw with Bibarel first. Should have discarded the Bibarel with our Ultra Ball. Not sure why I did that. Should have just done an Ultra Ball, right? Because we can't actually play that Bibarel anymore. I don't know why we didn't do that. That was a misplay. So let's just attach the Experience Share to the second Slowpoke and Bruno for a Dark Patch, hopefully, and a Switch card. If we don't get both, we can attack. And we didn't get it. So we are stuck for 1 turn, which is okay because we got our Go Slowbro to help us. But they got no in-case on the bench. So I think they would be stuck if they don't get their Scoop Up Net on the next turn. If they don't get their Rod, Scoop Up Net, and a bench in-K. So they need a lot of things. They need to do a lot of things to set up for the next attacker. And if they don't do it on the next turn, they are screwed because we actually get to recover that extra turn right after they do the knockout. But they may actually play like Aqua Bullet for the kill. Intellion can actually attack, so that means they are not wasting any turns if they have Water Energy or Aurora inside the deck. You never know what they have, honestly, in their hand, in their deck, in the prize. And here comes Karina. Karina for Octillery, pretty cool. I mean, Octillery for Karina. Kind of makes sense, right? Because sometimes you don't need that much cards in your hand. You don't need that much damage to kill a V card or even a 1 prize. Okay, here comes Slowbro. And we don't need Spicy Curry. So they actually killed our Snorlax with the Malamar. They chose not to wait. They didn't do a boss. They didn't do escape rope. They didn't do anything, which is pretty interesting. Because Intellion is supposed to have a lot of those cards, right? Escape rope. I don't think they have that many though, because they can't afford to play that many trainer or items because they need a lot of Rapid Strike cards in their hand inside the deck. If they have a lot of Rapid Strike cards in their deck, they get to do a lot of damage with Malamar. If they don't have enough, they can't do fast knockouts, and if they can't do knockouts early, then Malamar cannot actually win a single game. So Malamar actually needs a lot of Rapid Strike cards inside your deck. That means they don't actually have the space for that many bosses, escape ropes, and Scuba Net. Scuba Net actually helps you, draw back, get back your Rapid Strike Pokemon in a sense. So if you have like Octillery on your bench, you can actually scoop up for 2 extra Rapid Strike cards to do 80 extra damage with your tentacles. So we're gonna just bench our Bidoof maybe. Do we have a bench spot? I don't think we have. Oh, we have 2 extra bench spot, my bad. Oh, 1, my bad. So let's just bench the Bidoof. Draw, and should we play a boss? Let's just play the boss, Spicy Curry, and then draw more cards. We have 5 cards left in the deck though. So I don't know what's the best thing to do right now. Let's play the Dark Patch. And then all we need is 1 energy on the next turn. Either with a Raihan or from, you know, a twin energy from the deck or something. And then Spicy Curry for the kill. They are slowly killing our Menifee though. So we should not have benched our Menifee. Not sure why we did that. Should not have drawn the Bidoof. I think the reason we got the Bidoof is because we are kind of afraid of Marnie. So they can actually, you know, trap us by doing like a boss on the Bibarel. That's like probably my worst nightmare if they win with a boss order. If they boss our Bibarel, we would be stuck, not able to retreat, not able to switch, not able to do anything. And then all they need to do is pass the turn for 4 turns straight and then deck us out to win the game. So that would be our worst nightmare. So make sure you're aware how many cards left you have in the deck, what resources you have, and what they can do to you. They can actually do a boss and nothing else. They don't need to do anything else. That's the crazy thing about this game, is that they can trap you for the win. So we did our boss, which is quite silly though, I would say. Because we don't need the boss just yet. We should have just done our Spicy Curry kill. And then, but I suppose killing the Quick Shoot helps us in a way, because they can't do Quick Shoot that many times. That means our Menifee is going to stay alive. They actually didn't do it on the last turn though. They forgot to play their Quick Shoot on the last turn. So they got 2 prize remaining. Even if they done it, it's too late still, because they got no second Intellion to evolve. They can't collect the knockout of Menifee. And now we just need our second curry. Our final curry, my bad. I don't think we have that many left. We may not have any copy left. So they got Scoop of Net. So they're just going to loop the deck until we deck out. We got 2 turns left. So if we don't get any curry left, I don't think we can win this game. We need our curry to kill the Intellion. And Escape Rope is not going to help us because they got Octillery. Octillery has 110 HP. And 100 damage with our Unhinged Hammer is not enough to kill the Octillery. So unfortunately, we are not able to kill anything even with the Escape Rope. So that's why I said we shouldn't have done the boss order. So we got our Spicy Curry though from the top deck. And that's the end. We won the game against Intellion Malamar, doing 220 damage for the kill. Knocking out an Intellion. So that's how important it is to save your resources. Like, never underestimate what they can do. They can always choose to attack with other Pokemons. They can always choose to play a different style. Even though you know you're hitting for the weakness, even though you're doing a knockout every single turn, you may just be, you know, careless enough to just discard your Spicy Curry, discard the resources that you may need for later on. And then once they know that you don't have those resources, they can actually take advantage of that and play in a specific way to, you know, trap you, to basically force you to waste turns and win the game by manipulation, basically. Because they can manipulate what, you know, if they know what you discarded, if they know what you need, and if they have a different way of playing their deck, then they can actually do that. They can actually win the game. So you never know what your opponent has up their sleeve. You never know what tricks they have, what they can pull, obviously. So always be extra careful, I would say. Don't discard everything. Like, leave 1 or 2 copies behind just in case. Always be wise. So we got an Ultra Ball and an Incense. So if we get to keep our hand against a Marnie next turn, that would be great. But I'm expecting a Marnie. I'm just always expecting a Marnie every single turn. I'm on hyper alert against that fucking card. Marnie is just fucking pissing me off every fucking game, because they always manage to play that card at just the right time. I've no fucking idea why. Especially if I'm playing a 1 prize deck. Somehow a V-Star deck, an Arceus especially, or even what's it called? A Charizard V-Star especially gets the best luck. I have no idea why Charizard gets the best luck. It shouldn't be that way, like Pokemon, come on. Why is Charizard getting the best luck? It makes no sense. They always manage to do a Marnie at just the right time. It's bizarre. It makes no sense. Just because you're playing a V-Star? Like, come on. There we go. As expected, a Marnie. And we get to play our incense now. They're actually helping us because we anticipated that fucking Marnie. Here comes Radiant Greninja. So Radiant Greninja is helping them discard for Dire Flame Wings, and then Darkrai, Star Abyss, Dark Patch. Concealed cards is the perfect combo, but I would prefer a Weezing, honestly. Weezing Experience Share, some other way of attaching energy to that Weezing. I mean, it would be pretty cool to watch that. To build a deck from nothing but Darkrai Weezing. No Moltres, nothing but Darkrai and Weezing. That would be so cool to watch. I may build that deck at some point in the future, but I don't know. Darkrai is quite weak though. It's actually a Darkness Pokemon, and not many decks are centered around grass types. Shaymin V-Star is a big thing now, thanks to Kricketune. Shaymin V-Star with Kricketune is pretty annoying because it has like 290 HP, which is virtually impossible to kill if you're not playing a fire type. 290 is much higher, slightly higher than your average V-Star. Your, Palkia V-Star, Dialga, Arceus, Charizard. Okay, we got our Bird Keeper. Let's draw first with Bibarel, obviously, and then get that Darkness Energy. Are we gonna get a Darkness Energy? I don't think we're gonna get it. I have no idea if we're gonna draw the Darkness, but let's just do Industrious Incisor again. And then, you know what? I'm just gonna play a Marnie right here, because I know we're not gonna get a Darkness. We're not gonna get anything. We only have 4 basic Darkness in his deck, and we're just gonna, drag the game out until we get it out. And we actually get to play this turn though. That was a big surprise. I didn't expect that we would get a switch and the energy. So that was a good call right there, because we actually get to not only switch and attach the energy, but also play a spicy curry. Oh my god. That Marnie gave us the perfect hand. That one Marnie gave us the perfect hand. That virtually never happens. Like, Marnie never gives you a good hand. What is happening? First time ever. It's a miracle, guys. It's a fucking miracle. Okay, I think they're playing Mewtwo V-Star. No idea what they're playing, honestly. So we should be winning against Mewtwo V-Star. I think I played against Mewtwo V-Star with Gardevoir, and we lost that game because we couldn't get the Raihan in time, and once we got it, I think we played 3 Raihans in our deck, and once we got it, we couldn't, use it because we don't have energy in our discard pile. We don't have basic energy in our discard pile, so it's actually pretty tricky to play Raihan, because if you do Experience Share on your last turn, you can't play it. If you want to search your deck for something, if you play a Raihan, then you can't do the Experience Share. That means you are attaching 1 less energy with your Raihan. If you do Experience Share and Raihan, you can actually do a bit more. If you play your Experience Share, you can play your boss instead of Raihan. So something like that is kind of a bit difficult what choice to make. And we apparently made the wrong choice because Bibarel cannot draw any cards if you have 3 Raihans in your hand. And we actually got like 3 Raihan in a VIP, and we got no Ultra Ball, no Quick Ball, nothing left in our hand. So we got stuck. A very unlikely situation where, you got your balls first, and then your supporter and the item cards that you cannot discard from your hand. At the very last minute of the game, you're stuck with a dead hand when you need dearly to do something, you just got stuck. Sometimes the game just forces you to get stuck. There's nothing you can do about it because you're drawing cards with Bibarel. If you cannot discard anything from your hand, you are virtually dead. Okay, Cresselia, Shadow Rider, and we should be winning against a Ghost type deck because they're weak towards Slowbro. Poison is hitting for the weakness, doing 440 damage against a Shadow Rider. So all we need to do is knock out one VMAX, another V card, maybe a Galarian Articuno. You never know if they're playing that card. They may do like Articuno V with Mewtwo V Union. You don't see that anymore. Like Mewtwo V Union used to be such a popular card, but now it's like you don't see it anywhere. There is the control, Mewtwo V Union control deck from Watchik, which is pretty cool, but that's quite old now, I would say. Should we get a Bibarel or a Slowbro? Let's do the Bibarel. Always better to get your support out. So we're gonna have to go for the long haul here. We got one Zoroark on the bench. Let's hope they kill the Snorlax because we want to be emptying our bench as much as we can. So we decided to discard our Ordinary Rod. That means we are not able to recover it on the next turn. We're not able to recycle our Pokemons, which could be a bad thing. So I don't know what's like. Now we can't discard any Pokemons. Now we cannot afford to discard our basic Pokemon with our Quick Ball or even our evolutions with our Ultra Ball. We have to evolve one at a time, and that's actually much more difficult. So I think discarding the Ordinary Rod may be a big mistake. You never know. But I don't know. I don't think we have a choice if we want to draw enough cards. I think it may be a wise decision because speed always goes a long way. So if they get a boss right now and the evolution, no boss, that's great. Thank God. So Astral Barrage is not doing a knockout. That means they need to play a Marnie to draw the evolution. And they may do stuff like Cross Switcher or even Pokemon Catcher to kill our Slowbro on the bench. And that means we are left with nothing but Zoroark to transform and Raihan for the one-shot KO. But I don't think it's that easy because we need Raihan for the Twin Energy. We need also a Spicy Curry. We need a lot of things. And right now we don't have anything but a Zoroark. We may actually evolve a second Bibarel. So let's hope they don't play a catcher right now. If they attack with the Cresselia, they can't kill the Snorlax. And versus a one price, you need to be killing something fast. So they may choose to attack with the VMAX. They may just wait for an additional attacker to show up. They may have Alcremie in their deck or even Mewtwo V-Star. Mewtwo is also weak towards Dark type though, so they should be attacking with the Cresselia, honestly. Maybe do a boss. Maybe they can't play a boss anymore. Maybe Escape Rope, retreat Escape Rope to kill something else with Cresselia. So no Escape Rope, thank God. And now all we need is Spicy Curry. So we're going to evolve our second Bibarel, try to bench a second Slowpoke, and then draw that Curry out. Are we going to get the Curry? Let's hope. We only have 4 copies of it inside the deck, 35 cards left, and we're not drawing a lot with our Bibarel. Let's just play the switch card. We're not playing our Escape Rope. Let's do our switch. So it's important to be very careful with every move you make. So if we put the Slowbro in the active just now, we can't play our switch card. That means we have one additional, one extra item card in our hand that we're not able to play this turn, stuck there, and we can't actually draw that many cards anymore. So we are playing our switch just to empty our hand from that one extra item so that we get to draw more cards for the that special curry. Oh, we got it already. So we need our spicy curry to kill the Shadow Rider, because 100 damage is not enough even with the weakness. Well, 200 damage is not killing the VMAX, obviously. So we need 220 multiplied by 2, exactly enough, well, more than enough, to knock out the VMAX. And here comes the Zoroark. We even get to draw extra 3 cards with the second Bibarel. So getting more Bibarels out is definitely better, obviously. We got our experience share, we got our spicy curry, we got everything. Wonderful. Delicious. Now we got 3 prize remaining, another spicy curry. That's great. Got a Slowbro in our hand, so they may just play a Marnie, knowing we have a crazy good hand right now. But I don't think they can win that easily, because I don't see a different route for their deck. I don't see an additional attacker. I don't see any other Pokemons. What are they gonna do? All we need is another VMAX knockout, or even like 2 more knockouts with our 2 Slowbros on the bench. So we got a Zoroark to transform either to the Galarian Slowbro for extra knockouts, or even the Pokemon Go Slowbro if they somehow can kill for extra prizes in a single turn. If they can kill both our Slowbro in a single turn, then we should be protecting both our Zoroark and Slowpoke on the bench until the very last minute play our Twilight Shuriken. I don't think they can do that though. I don't think Psychic Pokemons have a spread strategy, except for like Typhlosion. And Typhlosion is not doing a lot, honestly. It's placing only 3 damage counters. Mimikyu VMAX obviously can do 16 damage counter placement. So if they play Mimikyu, we should be washing out, because they are drawing a lot of prize with that 13 damage counter placement is a lot. And if they kill both our Slowpokes on the bench, I don't know what to do anymore, because there's only 70 HP for both. 13 damage counter is actually enough to kill only one, which they're probably gonna kill the experience share one, obviously. They need to play Acerola though, so Mimikyu is not that easy to play, because if you don't do Acerola, you can't place 13 damage counters. You're only placing 4 damage counters with occult numbers. And playing that supporter means you don't get to do Marnie, you don't get to do Boss Order, you don't get to play your control supporter cards like Team Yell, or Oleana, Sydney, stuff like that, or even Roxanne. So Acerola is pretty disruptive in a way to yourself if you're playing nothing but Mimikyu VMAX. Okay, so we got nothing in our hand, but we got 2 Bibarels. We shouldn't be too worried. Now we just need to bench, play, evolve, and draw until we get our evolution. Apparently we're not that confident that we would get our twin energy. So how many energies do we have left? We have 3 more double energies, but we apparently weren't confident of getting it out. So we put our Bibarel in the active for some reason. Not sure why. So we got a quick ball, which is great. Now we get to draw 4 cards. We're keeping the spicy curry. We don't actually need it for this turn, but we may need it on the next turn. Okay, we got nothing, as expected, because we don't have enough switch cards left. We need an evolution and a twin energy, so it's actually a lot to ask. And Raihan is not doing anything because we got no basic energy in the discard pile, so Raihan is not gonna help us. Let's just do capture on the second Slowbro. We should be doing it on the second Slowpoke though, but we apparently attached it to our Pokemon Go Slowbro instead. I have no idea why. We should be doing double turbo at the very last second. So we're warning them that we could actually do Twilight Inspiration. So it's basically baiting them to kill the Pokemon Go Slowbro. If they took the bait, we can actually do Raihan to kill the Shadow on the next turn. Cresselia can actually kill the Slowbro though. So they can actually do Boss and Photon Laser for the knockout. And then we would need to play our transformation for... Well, we can transform into anything. It really depends on what they choose to do on this turn and the next. So they got Mewtwo V-Star, which is pretty cool. We got to, you know, play against Shadow Rider with Mewtwo, and apparently they are not using Mewtwo for this game because it showed up late, a bit too late. Would be pretty interesting though, because they can actually kill... they can do a lot of damage for a V-Star. That means you're only drawing 2 prize if you kill the Mewtwo, earning them extra turns to do extra knockouts against a 1 prize. V-Star is really good, is really handy, obviously, because it has 280 HP and your opponent is only drawing 2 prize for a knockout. Photon Laser killing our Bibarel. Now we got only 1 Bibarel, which is pretty bad. We have no choice but to play this Slowpoke. We can't play our Raihan, so I don't know what to do right now, honestly. We actually got a second Zoroark for this list, which is pretty weird. We got 1 Zoroark, but 2 Zoroarks. I eventually decided to swap that extra Zoroark for like another supporter card or an extra copy of Ultra Ball. I forgot what I swapped it for, but we swapped it for another trainer. And now we got our evolution. We're just gonna play the 𝑪𝒐𝒅𝒔 right now. Oh, apparently we just did it on the bench. It is a pretty weird decision that we're making right now, because we can't play Raihan, I suppose. I suppose that's the reason we are choosing to do a weird thing right now. We can actually transform to a second Bibarel and then draw even more cards with our Zoroark. That would be pretty cool to watch, but I don't think we should be wasting the transformation right now. If we play Raihan on the next turn, we can probably kill something. So let's just evolve the active, because Cresselia cannot kill our Slowbro. Let's hope they kill us with at least a Mewtwo, so that way we would at least draw 2 prize with the next Slowbro, and then transform for the final copy for the final prize. So all we need to do is kill a Cresselia after that. Cresselia cannot kill our active right now. If they do a boss, we got 2 more attackers, so we should be good to go. If they keep doing a boss though, they can actually kill the Zoroark. Well, we would be denying them that, right? We can actually deny them that by transforming into another Galarian Slowbro, and that way they can't actually Photon Laser for a win. But if they do 2 bosses, they can attack with the Shadow for the last kill, right? They just need 2 boss right now. If they boss the Slowbro and the Bibarel, they got 2 prize, and then after that they just need to kill with 𝑑𝑗𝑚𝑪𝒐𝒅𝒔. They need to boss the Zoroark and Slowbro. My bad. So they need to deal with not just the Slowbro, but also the Zoroark, because we can actually do Twilight Inspiration with our Phantom Transformation. Okay, Mewtwo did Transfer Break for 160 damage. And now, all we need is to play the Raihan. We got 2 extra prizes this turn. And then we need another like Raihan or Experience Share or something on the Zoroark. We got another Raihan in the deck and a double turbo as well. So double turbo with 𝑑𝑗𝑚𝑪𝒐𝒅𝒔 is actually enough for us to kill the Shadow Rider, because we're doing 200 damage multiplied by 2. 400 is enough to kill the VMAX even. So all we need is to get our Raihan for the final 1 prize. But we may actually be able to do Twilight Inspiration for this game. Let's see what's gonna happen. I think we actually did our Twilight Inspiration. So whatever they do, they're done for. If they kill any Pokemon, we would be down to 1 prize. They would have 1 prize remaining, and then we get to play our Slowbro. We don't need Raihan Dark Patch, we just need to play our Slowbro. So if they kill the Slowbro with a boss, we can do Unhinged Hammer with our Spicy Curry. We don't need to attach 3 energies. We don't even need to attach any energy for that matter. If they kill the Zoroark, all we need to do is attack with the Galarian Slowbro or even Twilight Inspiration. So they are basically stuck. It's a checkmate. It's a checkmate. They got 5 cards left in the deck. They drew so many cards with their Underworld Door, 3 Shadow Riders, only 2, my bad. 2 VMAXs for the ability. And now they are deciding what to do. And they did Photon Laser. And now we got our final win with Twilight Inspiration. Such a cool attack. We get to play it against a VMAX deck. And here we go. Drawing the final prize with an effect. Doing 0 knockout for the win. Well, not doing a knockout. We actually did like a lot of knockouts, obviously. But we don't need to do a knockout with that attack. It's kind of a cheat attack. Pretty cool. So now we're up against a dragon type Pokemon. What are they gonna play? Rayquaza VMAX. Duraludon. So Duraludon is actually pretty dangerous because we have no path to the peak in this deck. We are playing special energies, so if they evolve, we cannot hit the Duraludon. We are forced to play boss or something to kill something else for the extra 2 prize. And all we need is 4 prize. Remember that. All we need is 4 prize, and then wait for them to kill all of our Pokemons until they have 1 prize remaining. After that, Twilight Inspiration earns us the victory. So that is the main strategy for this deck. If we are not able to kill the Duraludon, target the Crobat, target the Arceus. Kill those cards and, you know, give yourself that extra ticket to victory with your Escape Rope boss. And then all you need to do after that is Twin Energy, Slowbro, Twilight Inspiration. Right now we're up against a Reggie Drago deck. They're actually playing Reggie Gigas to support Reggie Drago. So 240 damage with Draco Meteor, I think. I forgot the attack, my bad. A Dragon Fist, something. I don't know. So Reggie Drago from Evolving Skies does 240 damage for 2 grass and 1 fire. And I think they're trying to prepare for post-rotation in a way. Because post-rotation has no special energies that support the Reggie Gigas deck. Capture is going to get rotated. It's actually a few months left though. We have 3 months more before Reggie Gigas gets rotated. So we don't really need to prepare right now. But I think they're probably doing this for to help Reggie Drago attack. Because they want to be, you know, featuring a Reggie Drago deck with Reggie Gigas as the support. Rather than doing, you know, Aurora Energy to attack with anything. Doing a box deck, right? A Reggie box. They don't want to be doing a Reggie box. But they actually have Electric Energy for 𝑍𝑐𝒣, just in case they can attack with that card for spread damage. So Terra Spark from Evolving Skies as well, I think. I think they're using that one. I'm not sure if it's the Targeted Bolt or the Terra Spark. I can't really see. But, oh, it's actually the Targeted Bolt, my bad. It's actually from Astral Radiance. So 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So discarding like all lightning energy, I think. So that actually is only targeting 1 Pokemon on your opponent's bench, not a spread attack. I actually prefer the other 𝑍𝑐𝒣. So here comes their first kill with Giant Fangs. Oh, it's actually the... Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. It's actually the first Reggie Drago. So they're not playing any... They're actually playing Astral Radiance. I'm not explaining myself well. Sorry, guys. So Reggie Drago and Reggie 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 are both from Astral Radiance. That means they're only doing 160 damage with Reggie Drago. I have no idea why they're playing basic energies though. They should be doing Aurora, because they actually have to discard as well. They may be preparing for the post-rotation. So they actually have a lot of grass and fire energy in their deck. A lot of grass and fire, as you'll see later on. And only a few lightning. I don't think they have any other type energies. So they should be playing like Aurora for Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, and Reggie Rock to attack, because those cards can actually do a lot of damage against Arceus, against their weakness. So if they play, if your opponent plays Fairy type, you can actually kill with your Reggie Steel. If they play Fire types, you can attack with your Reggie Ice with maybe super effective Lens. So super effective Glass with your Reggie Box, which is pretty cool. Can actually earn you fast knockouts with a, I don't know, with a 1 price attacker, which is pretty cool. But you got no mana fees though. That means they can actually spread to kill you. They can do Rapid Flow, Quick Shoot Intellion for 2 price every single turn. But you got Scoop Up Net, so that means if they don't Quick Shoot fast enough, you can scoop it up and erase your damage counters. Okay, we're gonna play Escape Rope. And then I don't know what we're gonna do here. I think we have to stall with Menifee, unfortunately. We got nothing in our hand. No energies. I don't think we get to play a Raihan because we didn't discard any basic energies. So we chose to put the Zoroark. Oh, we got a Raihan though. We got a Raihan. But no spicy curry. That means we're not able to kill the Reggies, because 100 damage is not enough. So we chose a Twin Energy and we attach it to the Slowpoke, I think. Oh, we actually chose the Slowbro. Not expecting a boss, apparently. Are they gonna have the boss? If they get the boss, we would be reset. That means that Raihan would do nothing. They can actually, you know, force us to regret our decision by attaching that twin to the same Slowbro. Because we only have 1 Bibarel on the bench. So 1 Bibarel means we are only drawing up to like maybe 4 or even 3 on the next turn. So they don't have the switch. So they don't have the switch, that means they are bossing for the stall instead of for the knockout. They couldn't kill us because they can't attack. And now we actually get to play Industrious Incisor. Are we going to do the boss first to draw extra cards into our hand? I don't know. Do we have the condition? We need a switch and a spicy curry though. So I don't think we can do it that easily. We got the switch, no curry. So we're just going to switch right now, I think. Attach the Twin Energy and just do 100 damage. I don't think it's that bad. 100 damage is still good. So I don't think we can win against Reggie Gigas that easily, because they are hitting fast and they're doing a decent amount of damage with any of their Reggies. All they need is 130 damage or even 110 if we play our spicy curry, and we actually need the curry every single turn to kill the Reggies because they are 130 HP. That means 100 damage with Unhinged Hammer is not enough to do a knockout. We need 3 energies and a curry, which is a lot, just to kill for that 1 prize. And obviously we just need 4 prize before doing our Twilight Inspiration, but it is still a lot. It is still a lot that we need to do. We only have 1 Rod and 1 Zoroark to play. We may not get them in the right time. We may actually discard them with our Ultra Ball or even extra copies of our Slowbro Slowpoke that we may need to attack with. So this deck is not really working too well against 1 price decks that are turbo, that are super consistent like Reggie Gigas, like the meta 1 price. It actually works against Malamar though, surprisingly. Malamar is a psychic type, so I suppose we are cheating in a sense because we are not hitting 100 damage. We are doing 200 damage with Unhinged Hammer without spicy curry, so that's a lot. So against other 1 price decks, I don't think we stand a good chance, but we should be, you know, we should be able to win a V deck, any V deck with like VMAX, V-Star, or even no evolution. They just need to play Pokemon Vs for us to win with 220 damage every single turn. Unhinged Hammer is gonna earn us a lot of prizes for each knockout. So Path to the Peak, they actually have that card against Duraludon, but they are not playing any special energy. So it's pretty weird that they're playing Path to the Peak without Aurora. And here comes the Reggie ability, but they couldn't attack with Fire and Grass energy. So that's the weird thing. If they got their Aurora, they could have done the attack right now. But I don't know why they're playing basic energies. It's just bizarre. They may bring back Rainbow before the rotation, you never know. Because we actually thought Rare Candy was going to be rotated out for the next season, but it didn't, thanks to Pokemon Go. So they may bring back Rainbow at any point in the game. Rainbow Energy to replace Aurora, or even like Prism Energy, something else. Because we only have like Spiral and Impact Energy to substitute for any type, which is only working for those specific cards. Single Strike and Rapid Strike. Obviously Fusion Strike Energy as well, serving as any type. So one prize decks especially needs that Aurora. And Aurora is pretty cool because it helps you discard for an energy, right? It helps you discard your hand for either a transformation with Zoroark, or even Magikarp to attack with more damage, Met Party to do more damage, or even, well, obviously Met Party is not, Met Party Magikarp don't actually need Aurora energy, my bad. So if you play 𝑑𝑻𝑪𝒁, you don't need Aurora energy as well. So if you play Zoroark with stage 1 box like Flapple, you actually need Aurora for that 1 energy attack. So Aurora will be perfect for that, helping you discard cards from your hand, for the transformation, for Bibarel to draw, for you to discard extra energies for Lunatone as well. So Aurora will be pretty cool. Aurora is actually helping you discard for Moltres as well. Dire Flame Wings. So that card is definitely going to be missed because the effect is pretty cool. It doesn't always work because sometimes it's a liability to discard the things you need from your hand. But if you're smart though, if your deck is consistent, if your deck build is good, it should be helping you. You never know though, it's always a gamble. Like, you never know what cards you have in your hand at any point in the game. Cards can always screw you over. It always depends, like, to some degree, the game always depends on luck. You just can't run away from that. No matter what deck you play, even Arceus V-Star and Intellion, even Mew VMAX, even like bloody Dialga V-Star with Mew, Palkia V-Star with Shady Dealings, whatever you play, there's going to be an element of risk and luck involved that you cannot run away from. Like, I don't care what you say, there's always that gambling element. You have to gamble. That's why it's a card game, right? So I think I'm just gonna end the voiceover right here. It's over the 1 hour mark. So hope you guys enjoyed this combo. Today we're featuring the new Pokemon Go Slowbro with the Twilight Inspiration attack, helping us draw 2 extra prizes when our opponent has exactly 1 prize remaining. And we are also featuring the old Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro from Battle Styles, doing Unhinged Hammer for 220 damage if we have a special condition on our active Pokemon. If our Galarian Slowbro is affected by burn condition with our Spicy Curry, we get to do 220 damage for 1 Darkness and 2 Colorless. So we got our Raihan, Dark Patch, and Experience Share in this deck to help us attack constantly, over and over, with Slowbro after Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro, and then Unhinged Hammer for 220 damage, over and over to draw 4 prize. And all we need to do after that is to transform with Zoroark into our Pokemon Go Slowbro if they boss killed our Slowpoke. You know, early, if they kill our Slowpoke, we can't actually do Twilight Inspiration, but we can still transform with our Zoroark at the very last minute to do Twilight Inspiration for the final 2 prize, winning against any deck, drawing 2 prizes for the win. That would be pretty cool though. That would be so fun because you are using an effect of attack to draw prizes. That is unheard of. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life.